Even if you're on the right track, you will get run over if you just sit there. Extraordinary results. There is a natural rhythm to our lives that becomes a single formula for implementing the one thing and achieving extraordinary results. Purpose, priority, and productivity. Mhm. Bound together, these three are forever connected and continually confirm each other's existence in our lives. Their link leads to two areas where you will apply the one thing, the big and one small. Your big one thing is your purpose and your small one thing is the priority you take action on to achieve it. Oh, your purpose, your priority. The priority you take action. The small thing, okay. The most productive people start with the purpose, and they usually like a compass. They allow purpose to be the guiding force in determining the priority that drives their actions. This is the straightest path to extraordinary results. Think of purpose, priority, and productivity as three parts of the iceberg, with typically only 1 to 9 of the iceberg above water. Whatever you see is just a tip of everything that is there. That is exactly how productivity, priority, and purpose are related. What you see is determined by what you don't. Purpose, priority, productivity. The more productive people are, the more purpose and priority are pushing and driving them, with the additional outcome of profit. It's the same for business. What's visible to the public, priority and profit, is always buoyed by the substance that serves as a company's foundation. Purpose and priority. All business people want productivity and profit, but too many fail to realize that the best path to attaining them is through purpose-driven priority. Personal productivity is the building block of all business profit. The two are inseparable. A business can have unproductive people yet magically still have an immensely profitable business. Great businesses are built one productive person at a time. And not surprisingly, the most productive people receive the greatest rewards from their businesses. Connecting purpose, priority, and productivity determines how high above the rest of successful individuals and the profitable businesses rise. Understanding this is at the core of producing extraordinary results. Live with the purpose. So, how do you use purpose to create an extraordinary life? Core-hearted, penny-pinching, and greedy, a man who despises Christmas and all things that give people happiness. His last name is forward of miserliness and meanness. Okay. The redemptive tale of Scrooge's transformation from stingy, careless, and unloved and considerate, caring and beloved is one of the best examples of how our destinies are determined by our decisions, our lives are shaped by our choices. Once again, fiction provides us a formula we can all follow to build an extraordinary life with extraordinary results. I'd like to invite your forgiveness. Take a little literacy license and quickly retell this time-wasting tale to show you Okay, it is all the examples, so I don't want to read this one. Okay, as I reflect on this story, I believe Dickens reveals and purposes in combination of where we are going and what's important to us. He implies that our priorities, what we place in greatest importance on, and our productivity comes from actions we take. We lays it out. Life is a series of connected choices where our purpose sets our priority, and our priority determines the productivity our actions produce. Okay. So who did he become? Well, let's look. As the narrative ends, okay, what is his priority? Where he wants to save the money and use people, he now uses the money to save people. His overriding priority is to make as much money as he can so he can help as many as he can. His actions, he's a productive throughout. I'm sorry. He is productive throughout his days and putting every penny he can toward others. The transformation is remarkable. The message unmistakable. Who we are and where we want to go determine what we do and what we accomplish. Okay, happiness on purpose, asking of people what they want in life, and you will hear happiness as an overwhelming response. Although we all have a wide variety of specific answers, happiness is what we most want, yet it's what most of us understand the least. No matter our motivations, most of what we do in life is ultimately meant to make us happy. When yet we get it wrong, happiness doesn't happen the way we think. To explain, I want to share an ancient tale with you. Okay, there's so many examples. I didn't know about this one actually. So, okay, I try to read about it. I don't think I'm just in a power of purpose. Purpose is just straight, it's in the past. Power of purpose, okay. Big ideas. Happiness happens on the way to fulfillment. We all want to be happy, but seeking it is the best way to find it. The surest path to achieving lasting happiness happens when you make your life about something bigger. When you bring meaning and purpose to your everyday actions, discover your big why. Discover your purpose by asking yourself what drives you. What's the thing that gets you up in the morning and keeps you going when you are tired and worn down? I sometimes refer to this as your big why. As why you're excited with your life. Is why you're doing what you're doing. Absent an answer, pick a direction. Purpose may sound happy, but it doesn't have to be. Think of it as simple, the one thing you want your life to be about you more than any other. Try writing down something you like and accomplish, then describe how you do it. For me, it looks like this. My purpose is to help people live the greatest life possible through my teaching, coaching, and writing. So, then what does my life look like? Teaching is one of my one thing that has been for almost 30 years. At first, it was teaching clients about the market and how to make great decisions. Next, it was teaching salespeople in a classroom during sales meeting and one-on-one. Later, it was teaching business classes. Then it became teaching high-performance models and the strategies for high achievement. And the last 10 years, it has been teaching seminars on specific life-building principles. What I teach is what I then coach, and it's supported by what I write. Pick a direction, smart, marching down the path, and see how you like it. Time brings clarity, and if you find you don't like it, you can always change your mind. It's your life. Yeah, sounds it's like try your an error, right? So I was just try to do that. Then for the content, I try to make it, and then if I don't like it, I can change for that. Okay, and then also I try to read and study about my assignment. Okay. Because I just didn't write down about it, so I'm just gonna try to study about that yesterday. So it was like, yes, it is. I try to look at it. Okay, I try to study about. Oh no, what is the copy and paste on the Google Doc? Okay, I'll try to read this way. It is my assignment for this week. One, of course. Oh, is that? I'm not sure this is right. I try to look at that. Oh no. Okay, one, of course, the Jen is going to be successful. Everyone says so. Fallacy, appeal to popularity. This argument assumes Okay, here, I think this one. Of course, the team is going to be successful. Everyone says so. Appeal to popularity. This argument asserts Jane's inherited success in based on a solid belief that many people think she will succeed. Popular opinion does not necessarily correlate with the truth or future outcomes. Okay, success should be determined by Jane's ability, efforts, and circumstances, not by public consensus. 2. How can you say the animals have rights and should not be killed when you eat meat? You too. I think that was Ed Mohammed. This argument deflects the issue of animal rights and pointing out the perceived hypocrisy of the person making the claim. The validity of argument in animal rights and should evaluate Okay, I'll just try this one for die. Okay, 2. Ad hominem. This argument attacks on the person making a claim rather than addressing the claim itself by pointing out that the individual is meat. It attempts to undermine their argument about the animal rights without engaging with an actual ethical issue. This type of ad hominem fallacy, known as YouTube, implies that a person's behavior is inconsistent with their argument, which does not logically refute the argument itself. Okay, 3. Our video series is the key to life will vastly improve your career, your relationship, and your emotional well-being. Just ask dozens of people who have made it work for them. Appeal to popularity. This argument relies on a large number of people who have supposedly benefit from the video series as evidence of its effectiveness. However, the popularity of a product does not necessarily prove its quality or efficacy. This is an attempt to use social proof to validate the claims and without providing concrete evidence. Teacher to student. And finally, reconsidering your position, you may remember who gives an grades in this course appear to force. This argument uses an veiled threat to persuade the students to reconsider their position. The teacher implies that grades and which are under their control might be influenced by the student's stance. This undermines the logical discussion by introducing fear of negative consequences rather than addressing the merits of a student's argument. Nico advised me that it was best to be totally honest in a relationship, but her love advising can be very good. She's been divorced twice. Ad hominem. This argument dismisses Nico's advice on relationships by attacking her personal history of divorce. It suggests that her advice is invalid solely based on her personal experiences rather than considering the content and the reasoning of her advice. This is an ad hominem fallacy because it targets a person rather than the argument. 6. Don't go down the river road. I was down there once and I got mocked. They're all thieves and down there. Hasty generalization. The argument makes a broad generalization about everyone on a riverboat based on a single person's experience. It concludes that all individuals in the area are thieves and without sufficient evidence to support such a sweeping claim. This is a classic example of drawing a conclusion from inadequate sample size. Okay, flowers require soil, water, and sunlight to grow. Foxglove grows in the shade, so it must be a flower. Policy of accident. This argument misapplies a general rule of a specific case without considering exceptions. While many products require soil, water, and sunlight, some like in a foxglove may grow in different conditions. The argument erroneously concludes that foxglove is not a flower because it does not fit the typical pattern. 8. I'm sure this outfit will look great. It's got leopard print, zebra print, pleat, and the polka dots and like each of those patterns. Positive composition. Okay. This argument assumes that because an individual patterns are appealing, the combination of all these patterns in one outfit will also be appealing. It overlooks the possibility that what works well individual might not work well together. This is an error in reasoning by assuming that the whole will have the same qualities. So same qualities as its parts. Now, on the basis of the resume speech Nico gave in a school assembly last week, I would say she's not a good public speaker. Has the generalization? This argument draws a broad conclusion about Nico's public speaking skills based on a single instance of the rambling speech. One poor performance does not provide sufficient evidence to determine her overall ability as a public speaker. A more representative sample of the speeches would be needed to make such judgment. Yes, everyone on the dream team is best player in his position, so competition. So the dream team is the best team around, follows the competition. This argument assumes that because each individual player is the best in their position, the team as a whole must be the best. It overlooks the importance of teamwork, chemistry, and the other factors that contribute to a team's success. The absence of individual members does not necessarily guarantee the absence of its collective group. The catalog said it was a gold figure, but these accents are made of silver, so it is not actually a gold figure. Okay, 자은격 division. Okay, this argument assumes that because the parts of the figure are made of silver, the entire figure cannot be classified as a gold figure. It fails to recognize that the figure can be primarily gold while having a silver accent. The properties of the part does not necessarily determine the classification of the whole. 맞아요, that's true. No one has proved that global warming isn't actually occurring, so I'm sure it isn't. Argument from ignorance. This argument asserts that because there is no definitive proof of the global warming, it must not be happening. It relies on an absence of evidence as evidence of an absence, which is an illogical fallacy. The lack of proof does not confirm the opposite conclusion, especially in scientific contexts and where ongoing research is required. Okay, officials in CIA worried that there might be more in their Langley office, but Peterson's pest control is advertising that they can eliminate the moles in less than a week and under $200, and so the CIA should just hire Peterson's. Equivocation. This argument explicit an ambiguity of the word mole, which can refer to both wide and small burrowing animals. It conflates the two meanings to create a humorous but logically plausible conclusion. The CIA's concern about the human mole cannot be addressed by a pest control company that deals with the animal moles. Okay. 14. I was a little worried about whether or not it's safe to use mothballs in the best speeds, but when I googled it, I didn't get any results saying that's dangerous, so it must be safe. Argument from ignorance. The argument assumes that because no information was found indicate that using the mothballs as best speeds and dangerous, it must be safe. It requires an absence of evidence and positive evidence, which is logical fallacy. Just because something is not proven dangerous does not mean it is safe. The real research and evidence are required to make such a determination. 15. Based on telling the truth and universal moral obligation, every individual has an ethical responsibility to speak truthfully, begging the question. This argument assumes that a conclusion within the premises is states that in telling the truth is a universal moral obligation, and that therefore everyone has an ethical responsibility to tell the truth. This is a circular Reasoning does not provide an independent justification for why telling the truth is more obligation, but rather restating a conclusion as promises. Okay. Try to look at the answer, begging the question, circular argument. Okay. Elephants live in tropical climates and where there is a plan of vegetation, so we probably won't see any of the Chicago's policy of division. This argument assumes division. That because elephants naturally live in tropical climates where they can be found in June in a non-tropical area, it fails to recognize certain cues and can recreate environments suitable for animals from the different climates. The natural habitat of the animal does not limit the presence in a controlled environment to use. Okay.